In an age where we might have lost touch with some of the fundamental values that make us who we are, I like to remind myself of what those values are and where they come from. From a historical perspective, our Western civilization is built on three main pillars. Classical antiquity, that gave us our initial appreciation for individual freedom. Free inquiry, as exemplified by Socrates. Nobody, not a god, and certainly not a king, can tell me what to think and what to believe. I'm going to find out for myself. It's no coincidence that democracy was pioneered in Athens, and that the Romans overthrew their own king to establish the very model of a republic we still follow today. This focus on the freedom of the individual is very different from the Oriental Confucian concept of the individual being subordinated to the collective. The second pillar of our civilization is Christianity, and I don't mean in a religious sense as much as in the fact that it was the first ideology in the modern sense, creating community bonds that went beyond family ties or citizenship or loyalty to a nation or an empire. Instead, Christianity was the bonding around a universal idea that anyone could be a part of, and its focus on compassion and tolerance and the value of the individual soul is also a mainstay of our civilization. Finally, the greatest accomplishment in our civilization is the third pillar, liberalism. The idea that we are all free as individuals to pursue our own individual happiness and fulfillment, free from repression from the state. And all we have to do is agree to not interfere with the freedom of others. Which is why today we should commemorate the posting of the Edict of Milan on this date in 313 AD. It was signed by Constantine the Great and his co-emperor Licinius, and it was the document that finally sanctioned the freedom from persecutions of Christians in the Roman Empire. But it's a lot more than that, because the Edict of Milan as a document perfectly synthesizes all three pillars I just mentioned. Classical antiquity, because of course this is ancient Rome we're talking about. Christianity, for obvious reasons, because it's the document that granted Christianity its legal status. And liberalism, freedom of conscience specifically. Let me read you this passage. Our purpose is to grant both to the Christians and to all others full authority to follow whatever worship each person has desired. Therefore, we thought it salutary and most proper that no person whatever should be refused complete toleration who has given up his mind either to the cult of the Christians or to the religion that he personally feels best suited to himself." End quote. I don't know about you guys, but this passage actually makes me feel proud. Proud at the moral advancement that was present so early on in ancient Rome. Because sure, we as a civilization, we fuck up, and badly, time and time again. We fall short of all of these high ideals of freedom and tolerance and compassion constantly. But damn it, at least we're aiming high. And to me, the thought that almost 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor, the most powerful man in the world, would sign his name to a document saying you are free to believe whatever you want to believe. Whatever you have chosen is right for you. When today there are many who would deny us the freedom to be who we want to be, to marry who we want to marry, to worship who we want to worship. Well, that to me is something to be profoundly grateful and proud of. This is what our civilization truly stands for. This is what we should fight for, and this is what we should be celebrating today and every day.